All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook. And I want to give a few tips today for something I was like reading this week and kind of what I got out of it and how you guys can apply this because it falls right in line with a lot of the stuff that I teach and that I am like a firm believer in. And it actually comes from James Clear's Atomic Habits, which is an absolutely fantastic book. This is your book. You got to get it and read it. There's no affiliate commissions or anything like that. It's just straight up a good book. So that's what I'm reading this week. And something that really stood out to me was that he said, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. And since I'm a systems guy, and that's like where I live, where I spend my time in my world, right, is figuring out how do we put systems in place that actually get us success in what it is that we're trying to do. That really stood out to me. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. And I was like, this is interesting. And so I read on, and I've actually listened to a few of his interviews this week and stuff too, because I'm just fascinated at the work that he does with the habits. And for those of you who are in your first 100K or we're in the 5-day challenge, are in my VIP affiliates, are basically anywhere in my world, I've given you a daily success path. And the point of that daily success path, for those of you who are in my world and have one of these daily success paths, they're very simple, right? They're very like, just do this twice today and do this once and do this once and do this once. And the idea is that it compounds over time and we create natural rhythms to where it seems easier to get these things done instead of harder. Because discipline will always fail you, but reasons never will, right? And the systems that are in place are the reasons that we're able to actually do things without thinking about it. Creating habits, right? All of this stuff kind of forms in the background. We all have good habits, we have bad habits, but what does it really mean that we don't rise to our goals, we fall to our systems? And our systems being our habits or our rhythms of life. I like to call them rhythms. But let's take, for example, like brushing your teeth, right? I use this as an example a lot. A lot of us brush our teeth every day. And it's because our parents kind of drove it in over the years growing up. Like, you have to brush your teeth. You have to brush your teeth, right? But now we just do it instinctively and we don't really think anything about it. It just kind of happens. Even on our worst days, when things are not going well, we'll still pretty much brush our teeth. And if we forget, it's like, whoa, I gotta get back and do that because I have a habit of brushing my teeth. My system every day is every morning and every night I brush my teeth. So whether it's a good day, whether it's a bad day, whether you're disciplined and motivated or feeling like crap that day, doesn't really matter. You're going to get it done. And that's what it means by we fall to our systems. And so if we fall to our systems, then basically like what that means is, what can we accomplish even on our worst days? So most people set their goals and they set them really high, right? I've talked about this before too. People say, I'm going to make $1 million, and they've never made more than $3,000 to $5,000 a month in their entire life. And $1 million is like 80 some thousand a month. So it's such a big jump that there's no way they're going to accomplish it. The first of every year, everybody sets New Year's resolutions, right? I'm going to go to the gym 2 hours a day for 7 days a week. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to eat clean. I'm going all vegetarian. We set all these lofty goals. And within less than 2 months, the gyms are empty again. Everybody's back to their habits, back to their systems that they fell back on, right? Because the rest of the year and that whole year leading up to it was eat whatever you want, work out if you want to, but if you don't feel like it, you don't really do it. And there's no way you're going to go from doing that to working out 2 hours a day, right? So the idea is not to set lofty goals and then make it our default action to chase our goals. It's if we know we're going to fall to our systems, which means like life is just going to get crappy from time to time, right? Sometimes it's just going to suck. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have unmotivated days. What is your operating system to where on those days you can still get your work done? You can still go to the gym. You can still spend time with your family. You can still whatever it is. So if we think about that, right, then basically everything gets broke down to a point that it's so stinking easy to accomplish that even on a really, really, really bad day, we could still pull it off. So instead of going to the gym for 2 hours, we say we're going to do five push-ups and 5 jumping jacks every single day. So now it seems like, that's little, that's piddly. Like I would definitely do more than that. Obviously, I'm trying to trick my mind. And we think we won't buy into it. But the idea is not like if we're having a good day and we have tons of energy and we go down to the gym, you're only going to do 5 jumping jacks and 5 sit-ups and leave. The idea is when you don't feel like doing anything, you can just stop right where you're at and get in 5 push-ups and 5 sit-ups and 5 jumping jacks and be done. And you're creating basically this idea inside your own subconscious mind that you are active, that you do get your workout in. So this comes from James Clear, right? And Atomic Habits. And he says every time that you make a small action like that, you're actually like casting a vote for the type of person that you want to be, which I found interesting, right? Because we talk about habits, we talk about doing certain things to where we create the habit, right? How do we do certain things to where we create a habit that will actually stick and last and everything else? Well, he's saying that every time we do something, we're casting a vote for ourselves to become that type of a person. And so what he's saying is if we make it a point to go and get 5 push-ups in and 5 sit-ups in every single day, whether it's a good day or a bad day, we're casting a vote in our subconscious mind that we are active people, that we are actively doing something, that we will get in some sort of fitness or activity every day, no matter how small it is. And your mind starts to think, yeah, that wasn't bad. I can do that. And so it's fascinating that if we skip a workout, we're casting a vote for ourselves being lazy, unmotivated, and we're starting to believe this about ourselves. And if we go work out every day and we're able to stick with that, no matter how big or how small, we're casting a vote for we're active and we get our workouts in and we do stuff, right? So if we take this and we say you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems, then the systems have to be so easy that they work even on our bad days. And so whatever it is that you're trying to get done, if it's your business, if it's your fitness, if it's your family, whatever it is, you can say, I want to spend more time with my family. No matter what happens during the day, I'll spend 5 minutes one-on-one with each one of my family members, right? Like how hard would it be for me to just take one of my daughters into another room and just sit with her for 5 minutes, even on a bad day? Because on a bad day, I'm not going to feel like doing anything, right? So I could go and sit for 5 minutes with her, sit for 5 minutes with her sister, and sit for 5 minutes with my wife. And then I would be spending time with my family, casting votes in my head that I'm a family man and that I take the time to spend time with my family, right? If I want to do more deals and make more offers, then I have to analyze more properties or talk to more people. So what could you do on the worst day possible? When you don't feel like doing anything, could you send one message, one email, one text message, one Facebook message? Could you make one phone call? What's something that even if you were having a bad day, if you're like, I don't like making phone calls even on a good day. So then set your systems and your habits to be revolve around Facebook messages and texts and things like that, and make it to where your daily success path, the habit you're creating, is that every day you send one message, because that's better than doing absolutely nothing. And the point is like the once you come in and you start actually doing it and you send one message, you're going to be like, well, that was quick and easy. I'll just do another one while I'm here. And it kind of compounds and adds because of the good day. But the difference is you have such a low barrier of entry, right? That we're creating a habit that runs in your subconscious mind that helps you keep taking the right actions daily. And then feeling good about it and wanting to do more, as opposed to setting the bar as I'm going to make $1,000,000 this year and then making $5,000 and being like, whoa, I needed to make $83,000 this month and I only made 5. And you're so far away in the wrong direction that you feel like you're not even in the ballpark and you're not getting anywhere. So the idea is, how do we take it and we take what's the worst that you're going to feel? Like, how do you feel when you're having a bad day? What's stuff that you know you won't do when you're having a bad day? And then how do you craft your business and your goals to where even on the worst day, what is it that you would do and could do regularly to move closer to your business goals and to your fitness goals, family, whatever your goals are. And if you do that, you can create a checklist of things that you need to do each day that is so simple that even on your worst day, it would work. And then on your better days, you just double it or triple it or quadruple it and you get things done. If you're in the affiliates, we have a daily success path where it's like interact and post this many times each day. If you're in your first 100K program, where we actually are doing wholesale deals with other investors, there's like 2 emails a day that you want to post out. There's 5 contacts that you want to do. And that could be an email, a text message, a Facebook message, or a phone call. But there's 5 of them that you're going to do in a day. And really, how long does it take you to send 5 text messages or 5 Facebook messages just to touch base with somebody? It's really, really easy. And so the idea is, and what we're creating is a subconscious habit, a rhythm of showing up and posting an email twice and reaching out to 5 people in Messenger. But what happens is now it's like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. I can do that every day. Doesn't matter what day it is. And you just crush it. Every day you show up and you do it twice and then you do it 5 times and you're like, boom, that was easy. And when you start paying attention to the time, you're like, that didn't even take 30 minutes. Okay, that's awesome. Well, I've got an hour and a half. I'll just do it a little bit more while I'm here. And you end up doubling it and quadrupling it, and things just move faster than what they're expected. The idea isn't to set the bar so low that you can pull it off. The idea is to create a habit that runs, a habit that forms, that changes who you are internally, like brushing your teeth, to where you don't have to think about it. It just happens. Once we get to where you don't have to think about it and it just happens, then showing up to work and making connections, or showing up to work and doing the deals, or showing up to work and making a post, or showing up to work and making 2 phone calls, all of it starts to become habit. And when it becomes habit, it's not that big a deal. And now we actually start to reach our goals, and then those efforts compound. And it gets easier and easier because now it's kind of running subconscious. Now, something else that he pointed out is a lot of people ask, like, what's the time frame then for setting a new habit? How long do I have to do it for setting a new habit? And I'm sharing these tips with you because it's stuff that I really learned and meditated on this week. And I think it was really fascinating, and you need to know this. He said, when people are asking, how long does it take to create this new habit? What they're really asking is, when do I have to not do this anymore? And if your idea going into something is, how long do I have to do this before I don't have to do it anymore? It's kind of like the get rich quick mentality. How many times do I got to do this before I get paid? If I just do this 5 times, then can I make money for the rest of my life? How long do I have to do this before it just works without me? Nothing in your life will ever work without you. Okay? Even brushing your teeth that you know you have to do and that you know you do every day, probably a couple times a day, you're still going to feel like you don't want to do it sometimes. And you're still going to just completely forget and miss it sometimes because you wake up and you start your day. And then it's like, holy crap, it's 2 p.m. I haven't brushed my teeth, right? So even something that's super easy still requires you to go into the bathroom and get the toothpaste out and get your toothbrush out and brush your teeth. So the idea is not to set the bar so low that you make it, or to just put a habit in place so you never have to do it again. The idea is to cast that vote for the person that you want to be. I show up every day and I get 5 push-ups in. Boom. And it just gets easier. I show up every day and I post 2 emails and I send 5 messages. And then I get my 5 jumping jacks in and my 5 push-ups and my 5 sit-ups. I'm an active person. I get a little workout in every day. I get my work done every day. And then you start to feel good and it compounds. You're casting votes for this person that you're becoming, to where we've got a habit in place, not so that you don't have to do anything anymore, but so that you now are just that type of person. And now it's just easy to do that stuff. And you're consistently always, our goal should always be consistently to be growing and progressing and moving forward. And so that's always going to be taking action and doing something. And so if we're taking action and doing something in our lives and our fitness and our families and whatever that is, we're casting those votes and we're becoming that person. And then that creates the systems, the internal subconscious habits that run in the back of your mind when you're not even thinking about it. And once we get those running, then it's not that you don't have to do it anymore. It's that it just becomes natural, second nature. And then that's how we make a habit actually stick and last long term. So whether you're in the VIP affiliates and you're trying to make money just referring my products off to somebody else, affiliate marketing, or using that for anybody else's products, whatever you have going on. If you got your own business, if you're in your first 100K program, where we're actively like doing wholesale deals with other investors, which is also what I go into on the 5-day challenge. It's literally just setting small daily actions to where you can show up even on the worst day and do it. The whole point of the 5-day challenge, when we do it for free, is to get you used to showing up 5 days in a row, to learn and work on yourself and then implement that. We're trying to start casting votes for the type of person that shows up and does the work 5 days in a row, and then really pushing you to keep that habit and moving on for it. So it doesn't matter what you're working on. This is how you make the habit stick. Make them to where they're so simple that it starts to cast votes. You start to become that person, and you start to program your subconscious mind that even on your worst days, you can pull it off. So I just wanted to share my insights that I had kind of learned and felt like really impacted me this week, and try to go a little bit more in depth on them so that you guys can figure out how to use those in your lives, instead of me just posting a quote from James Clear and then hoping you can figure it out. So I hope that helps. If you're watching live or on the replay, always put it in the comments. I like to hear what you have to say. If it was good, bad, indifferent. And if you have any questions moving forward, let me know. And my future videos and stuff, I will make them to where I answer your questions, because I'm all about creating the systems in life that actually get us the life that we want. And if we can put the systems in place, we don't have to think about it as much, and we don't have to rely on our emotions as much. And ultimately, other people could step in and do things for us in our business so that we get our time back for things that are most important. So being a systems guy, I'm always interested in finding out, like, what are you struggling with? What's something where you're lacking to find a system that you could put in place? What's something that you're messing with that you don't know how to make it work, right? That way I can create a system and do a video and show you how to do it. So put those in the comments. It doesn't matter if it's on the replay. I always check these things. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you got some relaxing time planned in. But either way, enjoy your weekend, and we will catch you guys next week.